Café Anyway.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
FF episode 2663. I'm your host, Mike Matthews. What's wrong with me?
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Hey, Mike is gonna sing a song. Here he is now. He's singing a song to you, and here's the sound of a cow. Moo. That's the sound that a cow makes when he's trying to make the flour whiskey sour.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
It's National Whiskey Sour Day if you're listening to this on August 25th. That's right, good for you.
Mike's
And your
Daily
Whiskey Sour Day.
Podcast.
I've never had one of those.
Yeah.
What's wrong with me? I've never had a whiskey sour. It's also National Banana Split Day. National Kiss and Make Up Day. Oh, if we could only always just kiss and make up in this world where a lot of making up does not happen. Make up. Making out is something different. It's not National Making Out Day, but it reminded me when I had I was going mad. I had a Mad magazine collection, huge Mad magazine collection when I was a kid. And all those, I think, got thrown out when we moved from the San Fernando Valley up to Oxnard. And it's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. It was a good move. I hated the San Fernando Valley. Sorry for all you showbiz folks that might be listening, all half a percentage of you. But yes, I hated the San Fernando Valley. So hot. But every single TV show gets filmed there. All the movies you've seen, everything going back in time. But there was a song, there was a record that was...
And here's today's podcast picture.
I don't have a picture of this. I should show, if I did, this would be awesome, but you could probably look it up and find it. Mad Magazine, they had a record inside of the magazine. It was a flimsy, papery record, but it was this vinyl. I don't know if it really was vinyl. I don't think it could have been, but you could take it, cut it out of the magazine, stick it on your turntable and listen to it. And the song was called Making Out. And I remember listening to that over and over again. I was a little kid. I didn't even know what Making Out was. But the late great Basil the Boxer, he probably doesn't remember records. I don't think I may have shown him a record once or two. He certainly saw the CDs I had and cassettes. But yes, that is what today. Now, maybe you're off in the future and you're listening on the 26th. It is National Cherry Popsicle Day because they are delicious this time of year when it's hot. And it's also National Got Checked Day. You got checked. National Women's Equality Day, too. And so there we go. Let's hear it for equality.
Woo! You know, I mean, people get stuck on stupid. You know what I mean?
All right. I really sold that, didn't I? I really had nothing to say, did I? My mom was a strong, independent woman. Raised me on her own. And that's about all I can say about that. But yes, this show is not really about Women's Equality Day, but you should celebrate it in some way. Be equal. Show equal kindness to everyone. I know that's not even what the day is about, but still, read a history book. There you go. We'll all read some women's history books together.
This show is clean.
It's getting a little awkward in here. Or perhaps you're listening to this on
Pretty much.
the 24th of August, where it is National Waffle Day. I did not do that dang. I am a waffle maker. I can make the waffles. I sometimes waffle a little bit on my issues too, but that's okay. Because I think that's real. That's real human emotion. And when you process things in your brain, you should be open to input. Otherwise, you might just find yourself walking right off a cliff.
Welsh on the world.
So the podcast picture today, I forgot to mention that particular thing. We'll do that of a recent trip to, let's see, the last one we had was, over there in Podcaster Valley, that cool area where the Pampas places, they got some live music, I guess, on Friday evenings now. That's very cool. And let's see, we'll go with a picture from a recent picture. How about that? I did end up going to Google. So part of the thing is I wanted the last podcast to get some attention. So I didn't quickly bury it with another daily podcast right away on Tuesday, because I put that one out on Monday. And I also let Wednesday go too. But on Tuesday evening, I went to Google again. And I guess I could post a podcast picture from Google. I guess there were some interesting ones there. You can see it at mikesdailypodcast.com. But my good friend John, he works over there. He said, hey, I'll get you in. Oh, I shouldn't say his real name. His name is Tom. There we go. So anyway, somebody I knew got me in. I got a guest pass. I got to go and eat. Check out what they eat there. And, you know, for years I've been hearing about, Google has the most amazing food. Oh, it's so fantastic. And it's free food. Okay, the fact that they give you free food, that's awesome. The company you work for gives you free food. However, I kind of got the feeling of it being slightly cafeteria. I mean, definitely a notch above cafeteria. I mean, it wasn't just like, okay, what slop are we serving today? It was good. I must say, I had a pizza that was really good. I had a burger that was really good, and a burrito. I didn't eat all that at once, but still, as we go outside of Café Anyway, where we bring you Mike's Daily Podcast, somewhere in Podcaster Valley, the last place on earth.
Anyway,
I could see where people would get sick of it after a while. It might be the same thing every day. I don't know if they change it up. This was my first time checking it out.
Mike is on it, man.
Go where no man has gone before.
We love it, Mike.
And I did see a lot of, so walking around, I'm like, wow, I'm old. I'm the oldest person here. It felt like I was at a college dorm. It felt like I was in one of the cafeterias at a college. And it felt like a lot of these people probably just got out of college, and here they're in a system that's just like college. I don't know how grounded these people are in reality. If they've actually been out there and lived life and seen what it's like to try and scrounge enough money to pay for rent.
MTV News. You hear it first.
The type of people that they were young and they had a really good paying job and they're getting fed. So all that talk about Silicon Valley being in a bubble and the tech world not being in touch with reality, I can see where that is true with this from what I saw. But I did see, and I saw a lot of people just grabbing all kinds of food and putting it in to-go containers and going. And, you know, probably they got their fridges packed with this stuff. So it's interesting. I just got one quick glimpse of it, but I'm extrapolating a lot from that one quick glimpse.
You will travel into the incredible universe.
So the airlines are pivoting to first class. Airlines spent decades cramming as many seats into coach as possible. Now they're focusing on adding roomier seats. A growing number of Americans won't fly in standard coach on long-haul flights. As a person who is over 6 feet, slightly, it is annoying when I'm sitting there and someone backs up their seat and hits my knees and it's hard to move around. You get that claustrophobia thing happening. Even though I don't have claustrophobia, I feel it So premium seats yield up to 6 times standard coach fares. Delta said 9% of their seats sold in 2009. 9% of the seats were premium that they sold in 2009, says Delta. By 2019, that percentage in 10 years jumped from 9% to 28%. And then in another 5 years, it jumped from 28% to 30%. Airlines are in an arms race to outfit aircraft with high-end seats. Economy seats account for about 80% of seats.
Mutations. Addenda with Kevin.
Business class has grown slightly from 13% to 13.5, like just 0.5%. First class cabins can have full height doors, joining beds for travel companions, and the square footage of a small hotel. Emirates, that airline, even offers an onboard shower. A premium economy ticket between New York and Paris was recently going for $3,000 on Delta Airlines. The same route in regular economy costs $980.
This is Mike's Podcast Picnic.
When you are a man, sometimes you wear stretchy pants.
I got bumped up to first class when I flew from Atlanta to Germany in 2009. And I felt like, I had just gotten on the plane and we were just landed. Like, it felt like no time went by at all, even though it was a whole evening. It was a long flight, 10 hours. But just with the comfort level, it was so nice just to relax, and had an amazing dinner. Beyonce, Taylor Swift, fans of those two artists have boosted Uber demand with an average of 3,000 plus rides per show. And check this out. So after Taylor Swift fans started a tradition of trading bracelets at her concerts, Michael's Craft Store, which sadly I do not own, Michael's Craft Store has got an increase, a bump in sales in the materials that you use to make those bracelets.
Fabagoo, things to do.
With stocks, the Michael's Craft Store stocks going up. Tesla stocks, however, have dropped because they have announced China price cuts. The company had been pushed to undercut competitors in China aggressively to gain market share, and they're suffering with their stocks. I'm also hearing that Elon Musk of Tesla, aside from the whole thing of what are we going to call now that Tesla is X, we can't call them tweets anymore. What are they going to be called? But apparently he has that satellite network that is being used by the military in Ukraine.
Magnification.
And, well, it costs a lot of money. He pays for it. And because he's not getting any money from the U.S. government for it, he's started to turn off part of that internet, which is causing Ukraine possibly to lose the war if this continues.
Magnification.
So the Pentagon has had to basically pay Elon Musk to keep it going, or is in the process of trying to pay him. This is something I heard on Fresh Air tonight as I was driving home and dealing with people that make left turns where there's clearly a sign that says no left turns. They're making a left turn, and by doing so, they stop and they wait for the traffic to go by so they can make the left turn. Well, meanwhile, the traffic behind them has stopped and it's being pushed back and creating all kinds of problems. We get that all the time in the Bay Area where people don't care, and where people are delivering stuff in the delivery trucks and they just stop in the middle of a 2-lane road. They'll stop and block all traffic, and you can just go into oncoming traffic. Just go in the oncoming traffic lane and get around me. No problem there, right? No. That's another problem with living in the Bay Area, is these people live in a bubble and are not very considerate. So that's all I have for you today outside of Café Anyway. Somewhere in Podcaster Valley. Look who's here.
Later that day.
My cat was meowing. Wanting to go outside. Oh, that was the other thing. He got outside the other night. So when we let him outside, we have a little harness on him and this really, really long leash so he can go all around the backyard. Well, that's what I just did. I let him out to do that, to just walk around with the harness on. Well, I get home from the Google excursion, and, well, he apparently had escaped. He had gotten out, and we called his name, my lovely lady friend and I. He would not return. Oh, we went to sleep thinking, oh my gosh, this is terrible.
I got through that. I got into it.
We're never going to see him again. He's going to go the way of Rodler, who also disappeared like that. And lo and behold, 6:30 in the morning, we leave the door open. And he has come back in. He shows up, he's meowing. And then the feral cat we have, Patches, he's with him too. Like the two of them hung out all night, partying it up. The domesticated cat and the feral cat, so they're best buds. If anything happened to Patches, I'd be like, oh no, poor Rocky. He's not gonna like it. He's gonna grieve. It's gonna be sad. Look who's here. Hi, Mike. It's Benita the rodeo queen. How y'all doing at my horse Dilly? It's a disgruntled fiddle player. Tell you what. What? Dilly is not a feral horse. Just want you to know. I think you're a feral cat. They're probably pretty domesticated now. He's hanging out with y'all. Yeah, he hangs out with us. Yeah, it's probably, you know what, he's getting used to you and he is becoming domesticated. Probably. Look who else is here. Hello, Mike. I make delicious. You okay?
Yeah.
Oh, that's delicious. Thank you.
Drink right now, could you? I'm the root beer master. Oh, boy.
The root beer master?
I mean, the brewmaster. Oh, boy.
Okay. Yeah, here you go. Thank you so much for that. Let me, in return, give you an Enrique Iglesias CD.
Wow, I like that. Oh, boy.
That's the end of the show. Next show, it's going to be, I Can Be Your Hero, Baby. I can be your hero. Baby. Isn't that how it goes? Something like that? Oh.
The Royal Trump Tweet Decree.
The way we ended today's show is a little awkward, I know. A little off. I know the last podcast with Bluephoria was really cool, but now we're going to just end it like this. Talking about Enrique Iglesias, and hopefully, we'll get all lovely lady friends making noise. I got to wrap up the show. Next show, it'll be the wonderful Madame Rootabega, Valentino, Bison Bentley. And if you would like to call in and chime in about anything we covered today, all that news I got from Rob Black, and I do his podcast, The Rob Black Show, you can call me 510-228-4640. I produce his podcast, so got some cool info from him about it. And with more ways to reach me, it's A-Frank.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at mikesdailypodcast.com. Email Mike now at mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye.